Good morning. Welcome to the chanting session this morning. It's the third chanting session. So let's start with Om. So today we'll do two forms. One, we'll do simple Om, and the second one, like we'll do 5 minutes each. After that, we'll do Om Shanti Om. And I was reading something by the mother, and she said, at least that's what I understood, that we all, like she said that she got different mantras at different time of, in different time of her life, depending on probably what she needed at that time. So, that's how the mantra came to her and it became her. So I think it's good to just see what feels good, what one can relate to most, and start with that. So just like we do with meditation, I think it's really important that we remember that it's all, I mean, for chanting also, one must be relaxed. There is no rush. A lot of times we try to match the sounds with somebody or the video. I think we shouldn't do that. We should do it at our own pace. And yet, in a joint online chatting session, there are some restrictions, so we have to follow certain sounds. But when we are by ourselves, we have our own rhythm, and of course, we must follow that. So let's start with taking three, deep breaths and chanting Om, and then I'll put on the Om audio, and we can chant with that for 5 minutes. So taking a deep breath in. Om. Another. Om. Again. So now I'll play the Om chant and we can chant with that. And before that, just a new, I was listening to the some talk of Dalai Lama yesterday, and he said, there's so many definitions of Om. And he said that, Om basically, it means, we have body, mind, and speech. We have a lower body, mind, and speech, and we have a higher body, mind, and speech, their potential, their possibilities. So Om is, kind of, we chant Om to, so that we can move from the lower forms to the higher. So please stay with the breath, stay with the chant, relax, and if the mind wanders off, as soon as you see it, bringing back to the chant. So I'm starting it. You can again take a deep breath and start with the Om chanting for 5 minutes. Thank you. So we have chanted Om for 5 minutes. Just, a very small thing about Om, like not a small thing, but a small sharing. My father had told me that my grandfather used to be sick when he was, old, like he was a bit old. So he used to never take medicines. He used to chant Om or the Gayatri mantra, and he had shared that it was very. I mean, it acted like a painkiller. Like it healed him, the mantra. And only yesterday I read that, in a scientific thing, that, these sounds that we make when we are in pain, like ooh, e, like Om is a combination of such sounds which actually produces a certain hormone that helps in, reducing our pain. So now there's even scientific evidence, not that, we need that. Once you start doing it, you see the benefits yourself, which is, it's good to know. So for next 5 minutes, we'll chant Om Shanti Om. So Shanti, as we all know, means peace. So I just wanted to see how, it feels to put it between two Om. So I'll share that. So again, we can take a breath, deep breath, and start with Om Shanti Om for the next 5 minutes. So that was Om, and then Om Shanti Om. And it's really important that the chanting, when we do it, it doesn't become just like, so many other chores that we do. Our heart needs to be in the chant when we are chanting. So, just like in meditation, our attention should be on the chant, at least, in the beginning till they say, how that slowly with chanting, Mother has said it, Jetsun Mala had said it, that slowly how a parallel consciousness develops within us. So one consciousness is doing the outside chores, doing everything, and there's another parallel consciousness that develops within us that just chants the mantra. So for that to happen, or for us to, actually benefit from the chant, or if we want to become the chant, we need to be with the chant fully. So whenever the attention, if it goes here and there, we must bring it back to the chant. So now we will do the mother's mantra. So, yesterday I was reading that mother had said that, like I shared before, that I had different mantras at different phases of my life. So she said, like, when she came to Pondicherry, the mantra that the mostly that, came to her was my Lord. And just as she would just say these two words, my Lord, there would be that connection established between Sri Aurobindo and the mother. And she would, communicate anything and just reach a bit higher, like I don't know how to describe it. So she said when Sri Aurobindo left his body, when she would say, my Lord, that the connection with just herself would get established because Sri Aurobindo wasn't there. And then this mantra that we had started last time, Om Namo Bhagavate, that came to her. And it's my understanding that this was the last mantra, like the only mantra mainly that she stayed with. So again, just to remind us, according to the mother, Om means that I implore the Supreme Lord, with so much gratitude, with as much gratitude that I can ever am capable of feeling. With that gratitude, I implore the God. Namo in short means I obey the Lord. That Om, I implore him. Namo, I bend down with gratitude. And Bhagavate means make me divine. So Mother had said that this is, one of the very few mantras, or, one of the mantras that can actually make changes in our cells. It would go to our subconscious and make changes without even our realizing. And she said that this mantra she found, it has the power to calm everything. Next time we get agitated, or, like when we get anxious over anything, instead of going to our regular defaults, maybe go out or go shopping or just talk to people, maybe we can try this for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe instead of our regular things. Let's come to the mantra, any mantra, and chant it and see what happens. So now I'll play Om Namo Bhagavate and we'll chant it for the next 5 minutes. So we can take a deep breath in, exhale. Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate
So that was Om Namo Bhagavate. So like we had discussed before, I think it's good to remind us that we have a monkey mind. It has to think of something, it has to repeat something mechanically. So if it has to do that, let's give it something that's worth repeating. So let's make an effort to pick a mantra and try to, you know, r- chant that through the day whenever we can remember to chant it. And since it's a holiday today, I don't think anybody is in a lot of rush. So maybe if we can go on for another 2, 3 minutes, let's just, we maybe we can individually unmute and say any chant or any mantra that we resonate with, and the others can listen. If we are okay with that, I request anybody, just Om or yes, Ritu. Okay, I thought, yeah.
No, I'm okay. ऐसे ही हो गया unmute.
Any mantra now that you have unmuted, maybe just Gayatri mantra or any mantra that you would want to just, if you're comfortable, you can unmute and chant for us. Anybody would want to do that?
Yes, may I?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Shri Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om.
Thank you so much. So maybe we can just take a deep breath together, chant Om 3 times, say the Gayatri mantra. I'm sure we'll all know it. And then we can end with a small, that Shanti mantra today, if we all know that. So let's take a deep breath in. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तस्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नाम प्रचोदया ॐ ॐ ध्यो शान्ति अन्तरिक्ष शान्ति पृथ्वी शान्तिराप शान्ति औषधय शान्ति वनस्पतय शान्ति विश्वे देव शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्ति सर्वं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. So we'll end the session here. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you.